You're watching Garage TV, that unexplainable passion for motoring. Garage TV HD.
For years now, we've been told that fuel emissions are killing the planet. V12s have gone away completely. They've been replaced by V8s with turbochargers, and as you can see, families are not happy because the man can't go out to a track day and have as much fun as before. Turbos are not the same. Other things about it is that SUVs have been taking a toll. They've been getting smaller. And that's a big problem. So the best way to go and fix this problem is to get a small hot hatchback. And what better than the new Ford Focus? This one right here is the SE model. So you can see it's a beautiful machine. And this being the 2013, they haven't fixed much from last year. So you can see it has the same looks and the same beautifulness about it. But the wheels have changed. They've been painted over. They've been made completely better. The front end is a little bit more sporty. And as you can see, everything about it has taken a toll on what the world can do. Let me tell you about a few other things, because this is the SE model. You can't get the SEL anymore. So you can only deal with this one or the titanium. The luckily point about this is that you can pretty much tune up the SE to be just a very normal SEL. You can get pretty much the same technology package on this one that you had in the SEL as stock, as normal, let's put it that way. But it doesn't give you what the titanium has. The only difference is you don't get the My Ford Touch, and there is no padding on the door panels on the inside. That's it. Another optional extra you might actually want to go for, because some people complain about it, is that back here you get drum brakes. This one doesn't, because we have the technology package in this one. This one has disc brakes. So all we can say about this is that it's a great vehicle and it'll replace the world to begin with and to end with. And for years, it has been the best out there. Another thing I love about this new design is that they've incorporated new things to it. Back in the old days, as you know, back here you had the fuel filler cap, you had pretty much everything as simple as it could be, and they were all shown out there. Not in this one. This is incorporated on the design, as you can see. I mean, look at that, it's just beautiful. And if you look at it straight through, it looks like a leaf. So if you get it in green, you get a plus sign there. I mean, that's one of the things about the designs that I love. Back in 2012, when they redesigned this new vehicle, they put a new 2-liter engine. Looks exactly the same as the old one, but it's completely new. And this being 2013, there was no need to change the engine again. I mean, this engine can go for 5 years with no problem. So they left the old 2-liter engine with 160 horsepower and 145 foot-pounds of torque, and they said, the hell with it. Why don't we just put a 6-speed automatic gearbox that has a double clutch connection to it? That way the gears are smoother, you get more miles to the gallon. And thanks to that, on the highway you'll be getting 37 miles to the gallon. So it's been slightly improved. And having this engine with this beauty all around is something worth talking about, because this right here is the future. This being a hot hatchback, you can expect a lot of trunk room. So you can see it's massive in there. And since this car is based on a younger generation as well, I mean, your son's gonna take it out for a drive once in a while, you get a subwoofer right here. You can turn it off, but your kid's gonna turn it on and then you're gonna be mad once in a while. So you can see this covers up everything that you put in there. So if you live in other countries or in states that sort of don't have the nicest of people, everything will be hidden away, so that won't be a problem. And if you want to fold away the rear seats, it's a 60-40 split. That's pretty much it. The only issue with that is that they don't fold flat, so getting things in there is going to be a little hard. Other things about the back that you might notice is the new wing. It's a beautiful wing, and having this sports package on this one gives you the black wing with only 2 of the sides that you can see the wind going through. this right here is covered up thanks to this light right here. And being the sport package, down here, you have sensors for parking. That's for if your kid takes it away for a drive once in a while and he has to parallel park. Aside from that, it's beautiful. As you can see, the exhausts are hitting away. That way Greenpeace doesn't have a problem with you. And I mean, this being the SE model, you get everything you ask for and more. There you go. So we can see in the interior, there hasn't been much that was improved. I mean, last year's was basically what we have here. But what we can talk about is the lack of weirdness to it. I mean, if you remember the 3rd generation Ford Focus, over here on the side, right under my right arm, you couldn't get to the e-brake. Now you can, as you can see. And instead of putting one of those new electronic e-brakes, which aren't sort of good, I mean, they don't do pretty much anything as you're driving on the road and you lose your brakes, this one does, and they've added it sort of like an addition to the looks in here. So you can see it's very well designed. The gearbox as well, I mean, as you can see, it's awesomely beautiful. This gear lever, you can actually grab on it the way you want to, not like in any other cars. Same thing with the steering wheel. You can put your hands wherever you want to put them and you're going to be comfortable. Let's get back to the action though. All right, so let's set out in the new and improved Ford Focus. All right, with the new double clutch gearbox, you can tell that the gear changes are immediate. They're just so fast. And if you don't feel like letting the car choose its gears for you, you can choose them with a little dial down here that says plus and less, of course. It's just a negative, positive sort of thing. I think they should have put paddles behind the steering wheel, but I guess they just thought that it wouldn't be a good idea since this car will do quite well in pretty much any situation, all on its own. And it does. I mean, it gets by pretty easily. There's a very light rumbling noise from the engine, I'm going to say, because the exhaust is extremely quiet on the outside. You can only hear it inside, telling you that, yes, it's a little bit of a sports car, sports hatchback, let's put it that way. And the 160 horsepower makes a difference. Not from last year, but if you think of the previous years, it's unbelievable. Also, if you're not happy with the double clutch automatic gearbox, they will sell you a 5-speed manual. If you want the 6-speed, you're gonna have to actually upgrade to the ST model. And that one, the least you're gonna be paying for that one is $26,000. So honestly, I would recommend getting this one just because this one is the most normal, the most down-to-earth model, which is one of the most beautiful ones to have. Steering's light, actually very precise. It tells you exactly what it's doing. And that's the interior for you, and that's pretty much what this car is. Just want to say that it's one of my all-time favorites. It has been, and I think it still will be. So, that's all for you. Thanks very much for watching. See you guys next time.
You're watching Garage TV, that unexplainable passion for motoring.